Hey everybody, I don't know why this should be hard or scary. I've watched thousands of videos of people doing this all the time, so I know like Marfugal and some of them guys make it look so easy, but they've been doing it for a while. This is a little bit more about me. My first one of my first videos I did was something about a little bit who I am. One of the other things that I am is a Lyme disease sufferer. I'm disabled from Lyme disease, bitten by a tick back in the 90s and again in the early 2000s. My doctor figures I probably never got rid of the Lyme disease from the first tick in the 90s. And once it embeds in you, the spirochete that causes the Lyme, it's just like the syphilis bug, but this one is called Borrelia burgdorferi, discovered by a fellow with that name, burgdorferi. It got its name from being first found out in Lyme, Connecticut, back in the 70s. A bunch of first the kids in the town, and then a bunch of the adults started getting sick. And just like so much in our world right now, there's a lot of conspiracy theory around it. And everything from the government caused it to the German government caused it. It's been around since there have been ticks in the world. So, but anyway, I suffer with it. Some days I feel nothing. Some days I hurt so bad I can just sit in this recliner and cry. The pain pills don't even work. So, been a rough couple of weeks, and I wanted to start making some videos on this stuff. And just today I opened up an email, found a email from the LymeDisease.org Advocacy Education Research. Sent a Lyme link out that the Lyme spirochete is now found in a genital lesion. They're questioning the possible sexual transmission of this now. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the whole article. It's a pretty good read, and I can link to it hopefully in the description like everybody else says. But it would be my first time in a row, so I don't know if it's going to happen. But they're questioning. There's 400,000 new cases in America every year. That's just in America. This is everywhere around the world. It's very predominant in America, though. And they said it raises doesn't raise some concern, but it might tend to give credit to how much the disease spreads every year. If it's just spread by a tick, then they can't understand it. The mysterious one, hello, good to see you. You are my first live recipient. It's the first time I've ever made a live video, and you are the first guest, so thank you for showing up. I was just explaining about Lyme disease and some of the cause and effects of it, what it does to me. It's in my nervous system so much, and that affects everything from my brain, for brain fog. But I mean, there's so many things out there right now that are causing this brain fog stuff. But it's just in my nerves, and everywhere from my brain down. Like today, it's affecting my eye, on my right eye. It's in the optic nerve so bad, and it's all the way down, down both arms. No, you're right. It's not deadly, air quotes, but some days that you'd wish it was. It's debilitating, but it's not deadly. Yeah, it does kill some people because the spirochetes get into the heart muscle and can cause heart attacks. If caught soon enough, yes, it's very treatable. The only way I caught it when I was first diagnosed in the 90s, my oldest son was in the second grade and got Bell's palsy. And none of the doctors could figure out what would give a second grader cause to have Bell's palsy. And we just happened to have a doctor that grew up and trained all of his medical career was on the East Coast. And so he says, this kind of resembles a Lyme disease. And he sent some blood out east, and sure enough, he had it. So he tested my other 3 kids and myself, and we all tested positive for Lyme. And we all got the general treatment of it, which is 7 to 10 days of doxycycline, and away you go, because Lyme is supposed to be very treatable with antibiotics. And don't know how long I've had it to that point. If I had it for a week or had it for a year or had it who knows how long. And the longer you have it without treatment, the more it can burrow into you. So, and the more it burrows into you, they've got case studies where it's embedded into teeth, into the dentin in the teeth, I guess. So it just gets everywhere, and it kind of hibernates. The reason that it's so hard to control is it encapsulates itself when it goes into hibernation, and the body doesn't know that it's there. That it releases a chemical or something that is just like a cloaking mechanism. And once it's in there and has its cloaking mechanism out, it opens the body for the spread of secondary infections, what they call co-infections to Lyme, like Bartonella, Babesia, ehrlichiosis. There's about 7 of them, but those are 3 of the more common ones. My Lyme doctor has said that the Bartonella, or commonly known as cat scratch fever, is probably one of the bigger ones of my that's causing my symptoms in conjunction with the Lyme. But there's so much misinformation out there, and the insurance companies are kicking back. They won't cover unless you test positive to the only tests allowable by the ISDA, or the infectious disease, whoever does infectious disease stuff. I should take better notes before I start these, but the 2 tests that are out there are the Western blot and the ELISA test, and both tests are 30 to 50% accurate, but they're taken as gospel truth. If you test negative to it, well, then they don't believe that you have Lyme and send you on your way. If you test positive to it, they'll test you again because, it might be a false positive. So the CDC, the ADA, everybody is just against it right now. So, so that's some of the first stuff that I've got, and I will end this as it was my first one. I thank you again, the mysterious one, for showing up. I've got to get ready for church tonight, so I just thought I'd go on here quick and see what this was like. And if you can, anybody that comes on and watches later, hit like, share, and subscribe, like everybody says, and hit the bell for me. I would greatly appreciate it. And prayers and blessings to everybody out there. And we will look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you much.